Hello everybody and welcome back. Now I am in the Ford tractor. They have repaired it and I believe it actually did cost them quite a bit of money, but it didn't cost me anything at all because it was the vandalism from their worker which caused the damage. You know, he caused the damage, this Martin man. The man who I thought was called Dave, but isn't called Dave, he's actually called Martin. So yes, anyway, the Ford is now alive once again. They've also given it a service, so they have really done some fairly good checks and work to it, which is very nice of them. So yeah, they've done even more than they had to, really. So that has been very nice. It's really benefited me, really, in the long term, despite not having the tractor for a while. So anyway, I'm heading up to the farm, and I'm just going to go and sort out a few things. There are a few pieces of, well, I would call them scrap, which I would like to pull out of the shed. I don't really want them in there, and also I could use the space for some other stuff. Maybe nothing in particular at the moment, but in the future I might have some smaller machines. Maybe something like a quad bike would be good. So I'm just going to go and tidy up. But first I'm going to have my breakfast. They really do open very early at the dealership, and also my sign does seem to be working quite well. I did have some recommendations to stick a phone number on it, but I don't know if I really need to, because we're actually using the farm number, which is already in the local phone directory. It's actually Peter's main number. So I don't know, if I was to use a different number, I guess I'd have to put my mobile number on there. They're being redirected to the mobile. But it's a good idea. It might bring in a bit more business if I do stick a phone number on there. I will have to see. I reckon I could get some transfers or something and, stick it over the top. The sign has now already been made, but that is not the end of it. I can very easily modify it. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to go and have some breakfast, and then I'm going to return Peter's trailer and pickup truck. Oh, it's still quite dark. It really is, pretty grim in the winter, and it's still really cold as well. It's about -2 degrees. So it's not very pleasant. Actually, before I take this, maybe I need to use that for putting the scrap on. I don't know if I could maybe get some money for some of this. Look at the sunrise though. Over there. Pretty. The biggest problem is the pylon cables and stuff. They're a bit in the way. That is... which town is that? I forget, but that is a town over there. Okay, so I do know that there is somewhere to scrap some of these things, but only Peter knows the exact details of the place. So I don't know if I should just maybe move them out of here for now and then take them another time. Yeah, I think maybe if I just put them out the side here. I don't want to block things up though. I guess I could put them here actually, that's not going to take up much space. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to do this, but yeah, back-breaking work, that's the only issue. Yeah, I think if I put the drums over here, stack them neatly in the corner, and I'll see what I can do about the other stuff, because there's quite a few pieces of metal in here. And actually, this old livestock trailer, I think it is, it's seen better days, that's for sure. So I don't know if that should just be scrapped. Don't know if we could use it at all. Anyway, I'll do these barrels first of all. Just put them over here. And yeah, at some point I will just discuss with Peter what he wants to do with them. I think it would be better to get some money in, so we can just get some scrap metal money. It's only mixed grade, so it's not going to be a massive amount, but it is going to be something. We do have to buy a feed mixture at some point. Also, yeah, silage is the only thing we're lacking here, but Peter does actually have silage over at the other farm. This could be worth something actually, we could sell that. Generator. I think it might be best to keep it undercover. Just put it over here. And an old yard scraper. Let's see. Oh, it's quite heavy. Very heavy actually, but I might be able to drag that over here. There we go. Right. Oh, that thing was heavy. I could have just used the tractor and front loader. As for this, we've got some fence material here. Just tidy it up. I think we'll put it down the side. That's good. This wire mesh is always heavy. Let's see, let's just move these posts first of all. Okay, they can stay there, and I'm just trying to pull this. It's incredibly heavy, but it's taking up some fairly valuable space. Luckily it's on wheels. So that does make it slightly easier. And yeah, once this is done, I will move on to a different job. But I think it should be scrapped. It's nothing of importance, I don't think. He's got much better things around here. Okay, so that is the potential scrap pile just there. Let's move on. Let's take this back. I have at least made a bit more space in there. Oh, there's another generator and a cement mixer. And some old tyres, some wheels. They could be quite good, actually. Anyway, yeah, let's move on. So, yeah, my plan for today is actually quite vague. I think it's probably going to be dry enough to get back on the land, possibly, but we'll have to see about it. The problem is, it is very cold still, but the ground isn't frozen. So that's one thing which is going to work in our favour. Now, there's not a great deal of field work, but at some point I do need to get some chemicals and some fertiliser, chemicals more importantly, herbicide, onto the 2 fields which I've already planted. Right, okay, so I'm just going to reverse the trailer back into the usual position. Keep it all nice and neat. And then I can put the pickup truck back in front of Peter's house. What was that? Ah, a car. Well, I don't know anything about it. I haven't spoken to Peter since yesterday when I dropped off the cultivator. So, well, the fact that it's here is interesting. I'll have to try and find out the reason for it being here. But that's good. Let's put this back over here. Peter will probably need it anyway. There we go. Okay, right. Peter. I wasn't expecting you, Daggerwin. I have no work for you. It's not a problem, Peter. I was just dropping off your trailer and pickup. And also, am I allowed to ask why the car is here? Well, actually, while I was cultivating the field, I spoke to the police. They came over, they inspected it, and they said it is actually linked with a number of robberies nearby. So they said, can you keep it in a safe place while they wait for a recovery vehicle to pick it up? They don't want it left on the road. Ah, I suppose that makes sense. They've dumped it, probably stolen in the first place. Yep, most likely. Ah, right. Well, yeah, it was really blocking up the field. I'm quite pleased that I moved it. Anyway, if you've got nothing for me, I will move on. Right, well, I think I'll close this door up. It doesn't need to be open. He's still got his wheat in there, which I'm sure will be sold at some point. And yeah, there's the car. So, yeah, I did think it might be stolen. It's very strange for somebody just to dump a very expensive vehicle and not do anything with it at all. But now we know. Right, so anyway, the JCB, there's the front loader. I need that attaching. Let's just see. It's just around the corner here. So he must have finished the cultivating. Let's get it started up. And well, I think I do know what I want to do. What I am going to do is go and feed my sheep. Now, I'm not obviously going to go and steal the bell from Peter because that would be horrible. What I'm going to do is take a bale and then I'm going to put that money into the farm's bank account. So it's going to transfer from mine over to the farm. I would never take a bale, although it would be very easy to do. It would just be immoral. Right, okay, let's head off. It's a good job this was here, otherwise I would have quite a big walk ahead of me. Just one final thing, if I'm going to be doing bales, then I need a bale spike. Now I think over at the farm I already have everything. I'm fairly sure we've got the really good bale spike and we have the bale trailer, so I might as well put them to good use. Now I'm already aware of the field which I own, you know, the ploughed area, being currently unused for crops. Now I did have the idea of, instead of Peter farming it and then me getting a percentage of the work that I do there, whatever the agreement was, maybe I should do it myself. I think it might be cheaper to get a combine or something, you know, borrowed than it would be to get paid for doing the work there. I think I would actually make more in the end. So I'm quite tempted, and also that'd be a good way of trying to expand my own farm. Now I don't know if I'm going to be owning that piece of land forever. I would quite like to at some point sell it and buy somewhere a bit bigger. But obviously at this stage I'm just taking it one step at a time. I also would like to repay the majority of the loan. I currently have £202,000, but yeah, I want to get as much of that returned to the bank, so that is my plan for the next couple of weeks. So yeah, it's going to look like we have barely any money, but we have a good job here, so it's not really a problem. I'm still earning a few thousand every week or so. Okay, so I think it would be best if I just don't do any field work today. I just don't think it's going to be quite ready. Having said that, I wouldn't really mind taking a look at the field. I do really need to get a sprayer onto it. It might be ready, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, it does need to be sprayed. Need to get some herbicide on here. Look at those pests over there. Might need a scarecrow as well. Yeah, I think tomorrow I might try and get a sprayer on here. So I'll get that organised with Peter. It'll most likely be the big sprayer because he brings it across from the big farm. Yeah. Okay, so we do have everything required. I have the bale spike, I have a bale trailer, and we have loads and loads of bales. So I will get those paid for as soon as I know exactly how many I'm going to use. First things first, I'll drop off the bucket. And I put the bale spike on. Now, I'm actually not even going to have that many bales, but because I'm going to be going up the road, I don't really want to just have it all on the spike. I think it would be quite dangerous because I wouldn't even be able to see where I'm going. So as we have a trailer here, it would be wise to do the sensible thing. There we go, better get everything plugged in. It does take a bit long to do, but really it's just the obvious way of doing it. The sensible way of doing it. So I'll just put this at an angle. A sort of angle. There we go. Good. Okay, right, well, that's enough of that. Let's get this thing stuck in some bales and we'll get them put onto the trailer. I'm thinking along the lines of 6, but which ones? We do have hay and grass, I think, but it doesn't really matter. I can take anything here. Actually, they might all be hay. Possibly. Right, let the loading commence. If I was to do that again, I think I would position the trailer a bit differently. It was very tight, and well, you saw how I did struggle a bit there. Okay, so let's just get those strapped on. As many straps over as possible. And yes, I have taken 5, I think. Yeah, 5. So I reckon if I pay £250, I'll say 250. That should do. So yep, let's take that money out of my personal account and put it into the farm account. There we go. Right. But that is good because that is money essentially which is going to be converted into more money because it is for the sheep which are producing wool. Good old sheep. Right. Let's head off, and I'm actually quite interested in going back over to my other farm because it has been a day. I don't like to leave the sheep unattended, but this is the problem. Because I don't live there, and I'm doing other work, it is difficult to be there all the time. I should really be checking up on them every single day. Right, well it's now 2 degrees, so it's like a mini heat wave. Yeah, at least the sheep have got a good coat. Here we are. Okay, right, it was very difficult getting around the corner there because there's not much space, and this is quite a big trailer which doesn't have a steering axle. Anyway, we are here now. I just don't know how I'm going to get out again. I might have to go right. Going right does seem to be easier as there's more space. But anyway, yeah, I do need a bit more work here. I've already got this patch of mud essentially because I scraped back the gravel, which I regret doing. I might just scrape the gravel back again, but they have cleaned all the grass out of here. This was long grass before, they've grazed it very well. We could do with turning on the tap again. There we go, that's the water trough filled up. But they do actually still have a bit of food, but not to worry because I can put this in storage and they'll probably need at least one of these bales anyway. So let's just drop that off, and I can give them however much they require. Like I say, probably just the one. So let's just get these straps taken off. There we go. Good. And yeah, I think probably just the top one. Should be plenty. But they are going to need looking after over the next few days. Actually, if I just put it on the other side. There we go. Yep, so they can munch on that hay bale, and obviously once they have consumed what's in the trough, they can eat that anyway. I will have to take the netting off, but I'll do that probably tomorrow. So, yeah, I think these sheep are quite happy. We've not done any shearing yet, obviously, so there's nothing in the crates here, but eventually there will be. Now, as for these ones, I think probably the best shed is going to be the one over on the far side, because there's nothing in there currently, and there is obviously not much chance of them getting wet. Actually, it might be even better in this one over here, as we do have the door. Perfect. Yeah, they'll be nice and dry in there. Okay, so yeah, I'll just put them in there, all 4 of them, and then I think I might finish off by going for a spot of, well, it's not really lunch anymore, tea, dinner, whatever you want to call it, over at that local fast food restaurant. It looks tasty. We can take this for a drive-through. Actually, I was watching another farm vlogger who did a similar thing on a 135. Ollie's Farm. That was his name. Very interesting video. I don't think they really welcome tractors into drive-throughs, but it has to be said it's highly amusing, so let's try it out. We can do it with the JCB. Okay, that should be enough. Good. Alright, so we'll close the door, keep it all dry. I might keep that trailer here for now, because as I told you, it was a bit of a struggle getting it in. So it might be required anyway for those crates. I don't think Peter's going to be using it anytime soon. So yeah, for the wool crates eventually, that is what I can use it for. Maybe I should have left the bell spike here. I'll probably drop it off at the farm. Right, let's head off. I'll just put it in the shed here. Should be fine there. Right, okay. Let's go. Getting very hungry now. I was driving quite fast then, and then I realised I was actually speeding in a tractor. I was doing 40 in a 30. Not good. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a bit of food. Drive through this way. Okay. Let's see if we... Oh no! Maximum height. 2.5 meters. It's gonna be... That's gonna be pretty close. I think we're gonna clear it. Yeah, we should clear it. Just about. That is close. What are they saying? If it fits under there, you can go for a drive-through? I guess so. What should we have? I really don't know. Something chickeny. That sort of narrows it down. After all, we are at a chicken restaurant. There we go. I've picked it up. Some kind of popcorny, chickeny stuff. Smells good though. So I'm going to go and have that. Going to have a bit of food from this lovely establishment. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again soon. Bye for now.